Welcome to Retrograde on the Commodore 64. This is a Thalamus game, so it's also the first game that I think it's the first game released by Apex Software in conjunction with Transmission Software, but primarily Apex Software, which is the brothers John and Steve Rowlands, who would later go on and do the Creatures games, Mayhem in Monsterland. But this is a shoot 'em up, so and I like to shoot 'em up. So let's have a look at this. The point of this game is to collect credits, beef up your weapons, and you've got to blow up each planet, I think, and then destroy the nerve center. Oh, sorry, destroy the nerve center which blows up the planet. You don't start with any weapons, so you've really got to hammer the fire button to get these credits. The game itself reminds me a little bit of, I mean, I'm sure it was inspired by Cauldron on the 64, because there's a flying stage which is a bit like The Witch, and then you go beneath basically a canopy, which in this case is just some buildings, where you're relatively safe from things from the air, and then there's little doors you can go in, and it leads you to a sort of platform section, which personally I find quite similar to Cauldron. Having said that, it's not quite as frustrating as Cauldron is, which is a massively frustrating and difficult game. And this is not the case here. Not that Retrograde is an easy game, because it's not. But you know, it's quite a hardcore shoot 'em up. You know, if you're not a big fan of shoot 'em ups, you're not going to like this at all. And if you think the weapon system in games like Armalite are complicated, you should see this. This has a lot of weapons. Let's go in the shop. You have up to 16 hard points, which you can install various weapons. They're not all available from the get-go. I can only pick shot and radiant here, but so I'll get some shots. So this should give me a better forward fire. You can see already that, you know, it looks, I've got much better forward fire. You can see my player starting to flash, which means his energy's low. So he's about to die, I think. When you die, the game just carries on. You just reappear where you left off, really. Like now, I've lost a life, but it's not one of these games that takes away your weapons and there's restart points and all that rubbish. This is let's just just keep slogging away. And to be honest, it's a bit of a slog. I mean, it's a good way. You hammer the fire button. I mean, that's quite a high kill count just to get anywhere in the game. What you need to get access to these underground layers, you need to find there's a little primer for an explosive planet buster mine. Normally, the primer is attached to one of these ground aliens. In which case, it's probably going to be this guy. Yep, there you go. So now that I've got that, I can go back to the shop and buy a planet buster. But they cost 500 credits and I've only got 280, so yeah, I need to get more credits first. The graphics and sound in this game are pretty good, of the usual Thalamus standard, to be honest. And the roll-ins are all the games are very colourful. I mean, they always use vertical colour splits and things like that. You know, all the tricks to get, you know, the games looking a lot more colourful than they often do. I mean, there's a lot of shoot 'em ups in the 64 that are just sort of bland, you know, grey base relief, but it's not. This game's just a completely different style. I mean, the game, it is a multi-loads, but I mean, each level takes so long to play that it's not much of a problem. I've picked up a power-up, which basically just gives you, it's basically just like free life really, it just gives you maximum power, and then once it runs out you just go back to where you left off. Right, I've now got enough to buy, I'm tempted to get this guy now. Right. I've got enough to buy a Planet Buster, I'm just trying to shoot a bit more. This is one of these games that is definitely better with the joystick. It's a lot easier to hammer away the fire button, or if you want to cheat you can turn on your auto fire, but I don't really like doing that, but it's quite exhausting playing it on a keyboard. You probably hear me clattering the keys away here. Fortunately the keyboard's quite robust and should be able to take the punishment. Right, once I get to 1,000 I think I'll do it. Right, let's go back to the shop. We should buy a Planet Buster. Planet Buster Primes. I don't think I can buy a Power Fist at this stage. This is for the underground section. We'll see in a minute. Flying weapons, I'll buy more shots. I might buy a Radiant. Gives me a bit of a... buy another shot I think. Buy a rear shot. So I've got quite a good arsenal here now. See when I take off, you can see I've got a bit more formidable. Right, let's go down into the planet now. This switches to a vertically scrolling section with, you can see the colour splits, you know, they're quite obvious, but they're really, it does make the game look really nice actually. This is where the Power Fist comes in, you have to punch your the enemies here. The aim is just to find that there's an alien at the bottom of each of these layers. Then once you destroy it, it ends this section and you go back to the planet. I think there's two or three per planet, maybe more in some of the levels, but there's 2 at the first level. Okay, I'm just gonna. If you take your time, you can save some energy and save some lives, but I'm just rushing through this just to show more of the game. I think that this red one is the yeah, there we go. Completed that section. So now I've got to find the next primer, then another Planet Buster, which I'm sure I can manage. I want to show at least get to the nerve sensor, which is the big boss, just to show how good they are. So I need to get another 500 credits for the next Planet Buster, which takes less time. I mean, once you get going, once you've got enough weapons, it's quite easy to start getting credits. And it's worth hoarding some. As the game goes on, these weapons are less effective, and you have to upgrade to more as they become available. You can see I've almost got 500 credits already. No, that'll do it. I would like to upgrade the Radiant a little bit, the Radiant weapon, which is a diagonal weapon too. So I might try and get a bit more credit. But this is quite a tiring game once you've played you know, 3 or 4 levels, your hands are pretty tired from all the button mashing, but it's not a shoot 'em up for the casual gamer, I must admit. Oh yeah, I need to find the primer, don't I? I'll upgrade my weapons first. Right then. That'll probably do, to be honest. Okay, oops, don't want to sell any. Right, I need to find the primer. In the first level, they're always attached to a green alien, but it's not the case later on. It's a bit harder later on to find them. There he is. So I just need 500 credits now. Come on, almost there. That'll do it. Just go back to the shop, get the planet buster. Got a bit careless here actually. Back to the shop, planet buster, bye. Right. It's around here somewhere. There we go. Again, I'll just rush through the level. I'm not gonna be too cautious here. Oh, is that an extra life? I quite like the graphics in these sections. I think it's quite underrated, Steve Rowlands as a graphics artist. I mean, he is quite good. And John Rowlands, the programmer, you know, there's no flicker or, and, you know, and his games are technically always sound. And some of the later games they did are quite ambitious technically. Well, as far as games go, I mean, they use a lot of old effects that were seen in demos, but not necessarily seen in games. This guy's a bit tough. Right, that should take us to the boss. Unfortunately, I'm playing the disc version here. It doesn't have the nice loading level loading music, which is quite cool. But right, the bosses are quite. They're not hard, but they can be a bit of a slog. You've all got. Let's have a go. As you can see, they're quite colourful. They're basically just big levels, or small levels, sorry, but big bosses. Just gonna keep hammering away here. You can see the bar at the bottom go down, so we're not too far from destroying this guy. I'm probably a bit more cautious and actually evade these bullets, but just there we go. The music is all of Steve Rowlands' music is sort of fat bass and drum type sounds, but I mean he's quite good, but it can be a bit samey. But again, he's probably underrated as a musician on the Commodore 64. Right, so next level, I'll just quickly show you what it looks like, but I'm not going to play any further because that's pretty much all the rest of the game is what I've shown you already. But as you can see, the graphics are slightly more organic look here, and the sprites are all different. Because it's a multi-load game, you know, it's they can change your graphics quite a lot. I think that's let's pause the game. I think that's pretty much all I can show you. Retrograde. It is quite a top shoot 'em up, but it is for your hardcore shoot 'em up fans. It's not I wouldn't recommend it to anybody who doesn't like shoot 'em ups. It's not going to change their mind. Yeah, I think the game's still pretty good, fun to play, and technically it's quite good. So I'll give it 9 out of 10. Okay. I'll see you in the next video.